John Eats Cheap out of the deep freeze. A Jack's original thin crust pizza. One of This used to be my favorite. You know, there are so many frozen pizzas now, so many different brands. But back in the day, even before I met Mrs. Cheap in the early 80s and the first 10 years we were married, this was our go-to, Jack's. Been around since 1960. I think it's based out of Wisconsin. Family owned company, and it was just a really good crust. It was good toppings, lots of sauce, but I still souped it up just a little when I made it. So I'm going to do it that way tonight. Got this on sale. It was $2.48 on sale. And so I bought one to put in the freezer. So I'm heating the oven up to 425. That's what you got to do for the Jacks. I'm losing a little bit of cheese. And I don't cook directly on the rack. I do directly on this rack. So as you can see, lots of sauce, some good. This is just a sausage. I'm going to try and get that cheese on there. I kind of succeeded. Not very well. But as you can see, it's not as much cheese coverage as like a brew pub, lots of matzo. That's my favorite now. So this is what I would always do. I would get a sausage one, and then I would add cheese. This is some shredded mozzarella. So I'd add the cheese quite liberally. Yeah, we cheesed this one up. I haven't had a Jack's pizza in, well, a few years ago we did a review. They had like a cheese curd pizza that wasn't very good, didn't have very many curds. But as for just a thin crust, you know, out of the freezer section, I haven't had one in years. And this is going to be some good memories. Now, I'm not kidding. I think I used to put like a whole bag, which would be 8 ounces or half a pound of cheese on there. I think this will probably be enough here. So there's my cheese. I got half a pound of ground beef we had left over. I'm going to add a little salt and a little pepper to this ground beef. Just like that and like that, just to give it a little seasoning. Going to mix that up. And we're going to put that on top of the cheese raw, because it'll be in small pieces, so it'll cook. It's no worries. Oven preheating to 425. Oh, I don't know how many of these pizzas I've eaten. And I'm not kidding. Back in the day, I used to be able to put one of these down by myself. I don't know if that's a proud statement or a sad statement or what it is, but it's a true statement. Now I'll be lucky to be able to eat a couple of pieces. See, kids, as you get older, you can't eat as much.
Oh.
By the way, we had somebody mention our ground beef in a video we did a while back, and I said, yeah, this is out of the freezer. And they said, that's not out of the freezer. It's too bright red. It's fresh. This is out of the freezer 2 days. And I mean, it's from our side of beef we get. They process it so well and package it so well. You know, it doesn't look old. And no, this is not fresh ground beef. This has been frozen, 5 months, 4 months, 5 months, something like that, Mrs. Cheap.
I think we got it in October.
So yeah, that's the benefit of getting good processed from a local farmer if you can do it. So there you go. That's our ground beef on top, our seasoned ground beef on top of the cheese. We're going in 425 oven. It says 13 minutes. You know what? You go till the cheese is melted and starting to brown, and till the ground beef is done. I'm looking forward to this. I've been waiting for this all week. I knew it was coming. Mrs. Cheap, yeah. So there we go. The Jack's Pizza. Remember back in the day, you used to just put it on the cardboard. That was like, oh, the cutting board. But I put a little parchment on there. Get it off of the screen. Look at that. Not a lot of spillage. That's pretty good. I'm just going to let it. Oh, that looks. Ah. Cheese. I'm going to let it rest for just a couple of minutes. But this is when I salt it, pepper it, when it's right out of the oven, and a little bit of Parmesan. We're going to let it rest for about 2 minutes and cut it up. So by the way, dishwasher's still broken for those wondering. They're coming tomorrow. They promise. They were supposed to be here yesterday, and now it's tomorrow. I know, that's a couple of days. This has been rested, and I always did this tavern style because I started eating it this way before I met Mrs. Cheap, and I only did tavern style. So that's how I'm cutting it. Jack's Pizza, which, you know, it looks a lot like it does on the top, even though I doctored it up. Like I say, back in the day, I used to be able to put one of these down by myself, and I'm not proud of that. I'm embarrassed now.
I think you're actually cutting in triangles now.
No, I'm not.
Okay, it looked like you, because you cut in half and then in half, so I was thinking that you were cutting it for me.
Nope. See, then you get these little
Edge pieces
like that. I don't do the squares. I just do like this, kind of the rectangles. That's tavern style to me. And I'm going to just leave those big pieces. So there we go. Well, I got to get a big one and a medium one. Kind of like that. I want my ground beef. Oh, this is going to be memories. This has been so many years. And it's still going to be very hot. Like I said, I like Jack's. Lots of sauce, great crust. I'm going to try and not burn myself. Small bite. See, look at how much sauce is on that. That's why I love Jack's. Great crust, great sauce, and great taste, and we are ready to eat. Out of the freezer with John Eats Cheap.